Am I the only one that didn't know where the first humans lived and how they evolved? The Permian period was a time of vibrant life, truly remarkable. Our planet teemed with creatures both great and wonderfully small. In the warm, shallow oceans, trilobites scuttled along the seabed floor. Fish with heavy protective armor swam through ancient sunlit waters. On the vast continents, forests of giant ferns and towering conifers stood tall. Early reptiles, some of them quite large and impressive, basked in the sun's warmth. Life seemed secure, flourishing in a world that was full of natural wonder.
But an unimaginable catastrophe, a truly devastating event, was about to unfold. This catastrophe is known as the Permian-Triassic Extinction event. It is often called the Great Dying, and for very good reason. It was the most severe extinction event Earth has ever witnessed.
The primary cause is thought to be colossal volcanic eruptions in Siberia. These eruptions released enormous quantities of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. The effects on life were utterly devastating, almost beyond comprehension. After the widespread devastation of the Great Dying, our Earth was eerily quiet. The vibrant ecosystems of the Permian period were gone, replaced by emptiness. The few species that had managed to survive faced a harsh and unforgiving world. Food was scarce, and the climate was still unstable and challenging. But life, in its many forms, has an extraordinary capacity to endure. It clings to existence even in the most desolate of environments. It finds a way to continue, to adapt, and to begin anew.
This period of recovery marked the beginning of the Triassic period. Slowly, painstakingly, life began its long journey back from the brink. Ecosystems, though fragile at first, started to rebuild themselves bit by bit. Hardy pioneer plants like ferns and lycophytes were among the first to reappear. They spread across the barren landscapes, providing food and shelter. Small, adaptable creatures, those generalists who could survive on little, emerged. The world was slowly but surely starting to heal from its deep wounds.
The Triassic world, still recovering from the Great Extinction, was a proving ground. It was a time of evolutionary experimentation, of new beginnings. Among the survivors, one group of reptiles showed particular promise, the archosaurs. The name archosaur means ruling reptile, and they would live up to this name. This diverse group included the ancestors of crocodiles, pterosaurs, and dinosaurs. They possessed adaptations that allowed them to thrive in the changing Triassic environments.
Their posture was more upright than other reptiles, allowing for greater agility. The archosaurs were poised to become the dominant land animals. Within this ascendant group, the first true dinosaurs began to appear. These early dinosaurs were not the giants we often imagine from later periods. Instead, they were relatively small, often bipedal, meaning they walked on two legs. This upright stance gave them speed and agility, crucial for hunting or escaping. They were lightly built, with long tails for balance and sharp teeth. Creatures like Eoraptor and Herrerasaurus were among these pioneers.
Following the Triassic, the Jurassic period dawned around 200 million years ago. This era marked a significant shift in the global environment. The supercontinent Pangaea began to break apart, creating new seas and coastlines. The climate became warmer and much wetter than in the Triassic. Lush forests, rich with conifers, cycads, and ferns spread across the lands. These conditions were perfect for the dinosaurs, who truly came into their own. They diversified spectacularly, growing to enormous sizes never seen before. This was, without doubt, the golden age of these magnificent creatures.
Among the most iconic inhabitants of the Jurassic world were the sauropods. These were the long-necked giants, herbivores of immense proportions. Creatures like Brachiosaurus, with its giraffe-like neck, reached for the highest treetops. Diplodocus, incredibly long, swept its neck low to browse on ferns. Apatosaurus, once famously known as Brontosaurus, was another colossal presence. Their massive bodies, weighing many tens of tons, would have shaken the ground as they moved. Section 5. The Sky Falls, a second great calamity. The Cretaceous period followed the Jurassic, extending from 145 to 66 million years ago.
Dinosaurs continued their remarkable reign, diversifying into even more fantastic forms. Flowering plants appeared and spread, changing landscapes dramatically.
Iconic dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus rex, the fearsome apex predator, evolved. Triceratops, with its 3 horns and bony frill, browsed on low-lying vegetation. Duck-billed hadrosaurs roamed in vast herds across North America and Asia.
The world was vibrant, teeming with an incredible array of dinosaur life, but this long era of reptilian dominance was drawing to an unforeseen, abrupt close.
Approximately 66 million years ago, a cataclysmic event occurred. A massive asteroid, estimated to be about 10 to 15 kilometers wide, struck our planet. It slammed into the Earth in the region of the Yucatan Peninsula in modern-day Mexico.
The impact was unimaginably powerful, releasing energy equivalent to billions of atomic bombs. It created a huge crater, known as the Chicxulub crater, over 180 kilometers in diameter.
This single event would trigger a cascade of environmental disasters worldwide. Section 6. The age of mammals begins, a world transformed. The world after the asteroid impact was a very different place indeed. The giant reptiles, the dinosaurs, were gone, leaving a profound emptiness. The once vibrant ecosystems were shattered, struggling to recover from the devastation.
This sudden void in the natural world created extraordinary new opportunities. These opportunities were seized by a group of relatively small, often overlooked creatures. These were our distant ancestors, the mammals, who had lived a furtive existence. For millions of years they had scurried in the shadows of the dinosaurs. Now their time had finally come to step into the sunlight.
Mammals had coexisted with dinosaurs throughout the Mesozoic era. However, they were mostly small, perhaps shrew-like or rat-sized animals. Many were nocturnal, active at night to avoid the larger, dominant reptiles. Their small size, warm-bloodedness, and perhaps their adaptable diets helped them survive the extinction.
While the giants perished, these humble creatures weathered the storm. They found refuge in burrows or hidden places, eking out a living.
Section 7. Our distant kin. The primate story unfolds. Among the diverse groups of mammals that flourished in the Cenozoic era were the primates. Our own lineage belongs to this remarkable order of animals. The earliest primates were small creatures, resembling modern tree shrews or lemurs.
They evolved in warm, tropical forests after the dinosaurs' demise. Their arboreal lifestyle shaped their evolution. Life in the canopy drove key adaptations. These adaptations were crucial for their future, and ultimately for our own story as human beings.
Section 8. Walking tall, the dawn of humanity. The shift to walking upright on 2 legs, known as bipedalism, was a momentous development. It is one of the defining characteristics that separates hominins from other apes. Hominins are the group that includes modern humans and all our extinct bipedal ancestors.
Walking upright freed the hands from the task of locomotion. These newly liberated hands could now be used for other purposes. They could carry food over long distances back to a home base or family group. They could hold and use tools with greater precision and effectiveness. This simple change in posture had profound consequences for our evolutionary path.
Some of the earliest known hominins belong to genera like Sahelanthropus and Ardipithecus. They lived in Africa between 7 and 4 million years ago. Then came the Australopithecines, a diverse group that included the famous Lucy.
Lucy, a member of the species Australopithecus afarensis, lived over 3 million years ago. Her fossil skeleton clearly shows adaptations for bipedal walking. Australopithecines had brains that were still relatively small, similar in size to modern chimpanzees.
Section 9, From Fields to Foundations, The Rise of Civilization. Homo sapiens, modern humans, evolved in Africa around 300,000 years ago. We possessed capabilities that set us apart from all previous hominins. Our brains were large and complex, allowing for sophisticated thought and planning.
We developed complex language, enabling intricate communication and cultural transmission. We created art, expressed in cave paintings and carved figurines, reflecting symbolic thought. We developed increasingly sophisticated tools and hunting techniques. Like Homo erectus before us, we migrated out of Africa, eventually populating every continent.
For the vast majority of our existence, we lived as hunter-gatherers. Life as a hunter-gatherer involved living in small nomadic groups. These groups moved from place to place, following animal migrations and seasonal plant growth. Their survival depended on an intimate knowledge of their environment.
They hunted wild animals and gathered edible plants, nuts and berries. Shelter was often temporary in caves or simple structures made from local materials. While this lifestyle required great skill and resilience, it supported only small populations. If you want to be notified of our next video, be sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell.